Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. My name is SB Psychic Medium. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So on this show today, we're going to be looking at the first 100 days of Trump, of the presidency. And we're not just looking at that, though. We're going to be looking at, first of all, how that first 100 days has gone, looking at everything that he's been doing. He's been certainly doing a lot of crazy things as well. We're also going to look at the next 100 days. What will the next 100 days bring as well? So yes, this is first of all, let me begin with this. So welcome to all the new subscribers. So hello, and all my viewers from around the world. Welcome, you're so much welcome to join us. I hope you do enjoy the program. And before we begin, don't forget to give a thumbs up as well. And if you do enjoy the channel, please subscribe below. It's free to subscribe, and it really, really does mean so much. I do appreciate it. So as I was saying, on today's show then, we're discussing Felon 45, or Trump, his first 100 days of being in office. And interestingly enough, just today, on the 100th day of him being in office, there's also now just become an article of impeachment as well has been brought up against him as well. And now they're going to be waiting for the votes for that to happen and everything like that. But it's quite telling, really, that on the 100th day, an article of impeachment has been put against him. But there's lots of things as well to think about in this first 100 days. There's the tariffs, there's the ICE immigration, and also they've now been arresting judges and the lack of due process, and also as well wearing the wrong coloured suit at the Pope's funeral as well, just showing that disrespect and everything like that. You know, it's been a whirlwind, and it's been very, very crazy. And this reading is going to show us everything what's been going on, where we are so far. See, what I like to do is I always like to ask questions during these shows. So the first question we're going to be asking today is, how has the first 100 days of Trump's presidency gone? Let's ask the cards and see what they say. Of course, we don't need to ask tarot cards to see really how they've gone. We know that they've not been. He's now voted the lowest. I think he's got the lowest vote of confidence any president in history has got at this point, which takes some doing. So we've already had some fear about, but let's see what the cards say still anyway. It's always interesting to see what the cards say. And then we're going to be interestingly asking, what do the next 100 days possibly hold for Felon 45, or Trump, as he's otherwise known? So a few little questions there. So let's get the, I'm going to use the Oracle, and these are the Cosmic Tarot I'm going to use to begin with. And then I'm also going to be using the Oracle of the Light cards. These are designed by me and my husband. Let's just see what the cards say. You know, I always give you what I get, of course. I do always have to say as well that all of these readings are for entertainment purposes only. And everyone that watches the channel will know now, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. And of course, there is always free will as well. You have the choice of free will, okay? But yeah. Okay, so let's just see now what these cards have to say now. I'm just mixing them all up. I do also read reverse cards. I find reading reverse cards does definitely show more telling things about Felon 45 and about different things, you know. I've not always read reverse cards, but I've found for doing these sort of readings about what's going on and stuff that it does help just open it up that extra little bit, you know. So just getting them all mixed up. Okay, so let's choose a card then. Let's get the cards. Just going to cut the cards. There we go. And we'll just give them another little shuffle. I have to do it till I'm feeling ready. I think we're about there. Okay, so here's the cards. And what I'm going to do, just so you know, 100 years, break it down into 5 sets of 20. So we're going to have 8 cards for each 100 years. So is it 100? Sorry, days, not years. It feels like years. It's not 100 years, it's 100 days. So for each 20 days, I will to be taking two cards. Essentially, that means that every card represents 10 days. So we'll get this, have the Hierophant upside down, the Prince of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Interesting. Third. So two more cards. Okay, interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, so these are the cards we've got. Obviously, they might be upside down for you, but we have the Hierophant upside down, then the Prince of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the King of Pentacles upside down, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles upside down, the Devil upside down, the Judgment, and Two of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles, not surprised really with Felon 45, obsessed with money. Pentacles mean money. Felon 45 is obsessed with money. He even wants his own currency, etc. So we're starting off with the Hierophant, okay? To me, this is actually talking about, I feel that this is actually going back, I feel, to he took people's eye off the ball almost. So there's something to do with, it feels like the upside down card is definitely a more of a negative thing to this. Now, the Hierophant is all to do with like teaching people and telling people, but almost like upside down is almost like directing people and forcing people. So I think there's almost like, it feels like it was forced getting in, is what I need to feel. It feels forced, and it feels like a forced entry, if you know what I mean, to that position. Because I feel that is upside down, that card. This way up, of course, means teaching people, telling people, showing people. But this upside down gives it this edge of like, it took people's eye off the ball. He distracted them. He told them completely the wrong, different things that he would do. Almost like, you know, he would bring costs down. Of course, they've risen. And he told them all these like opposite things to what's actually now materializing. But he did that to take people's eye off the ball. He knew exactly why he was doing that. He was doing that for him. The next one is the Prince of Pentacles. I feel this represents him turning his back on the flag of America, keeping his money where his heart is. He couldn't really think twice about the people that he's here to represent. He's just thinking purely about himself, this card is. This is a very self-absorbed card. Treats himself to lots of expensive things, thinks of himself almost as a captain even here, you know. The Two of Cups, I feel this could be him and Melania, actually, in the sense of that you see, the reason why I'm saying that is look at the black that's behind them. They're in this like strange bubble of denial and I'll pat your back and you pat mine. There's this real sense of denial there, and this sense of let's just keep it all to ourselves, because you can see that light is only going between those two cups, and I think that's all to do with just keep the power with us. Let's not let anyone else have it. Let's just keep all of the power to us, you know. And the King of Pentacles really extends that. Really, the King of Pentacles. This is certainly Felon 45, Trump, and you can see that this man is really laughing it up here. He's like, look at the smug face on this man's on this picture here. Very smug face. He's saying, look at me, I'm counting all my money. He's got pentacles in his hand there. He's got his badge on and everything. I just feel there's a sense of him really being quite smug, really being quite self-absorbed. In his own big mansion, I can see those. It almost feels like this could even be like Mar-a-Lago, the pillars and things like that. It just feels like this sense of living this like life of excess and luxury. I feel. See, the reason why we're getting so much kind of like, also remember it's upside down, this card. So remember this card is upside down, and that represents the fact that it's very self-absorbed, narcissistic aspect to it here. But I think the reason why this card is here is because of that narcissistic person that he kind of is, means that he's completely not aware of like, or just completely self-absorbed that he can't see these other suffering that's going on. I don't think he wants to see it. And I think he goes into this denial. If I say it's okay, then it's okay, you know? But there's all of this, he's just thinking about himself. There's all of these cups nearby, but he's not touching them. He's not anywhere near them. So there's this distance, you know? But this is all to do with Melania, I feel, and all that, just staying huddled away. You know, this I need to say looks like a golf card. This looks like a golf tee. And I think this is all to do with like hiding away to play this golf with Melania, sitting in the gilded little palace, you know, of make-believe, you know, when they're actually doing some incredibly awful things, okay? And I think that's what this next two cards say, okay? Because this is their like world of denial, these two cards. It's like they're living in this like world of denial, world of make-believe, you know, because the next card is the Seven of Pentacles. This is what he's actually done. They're not living in this beautiful place with all of that lovely, you know, they're not living there. Actually, they've wrecked the country. This is what the country is looking like at the moment. They just wrecked it. There's nothing left, you know, and it's going to get worse, you know. But he's avidly hanging on to his money for his dear life, you know. This represents really sort of hanging on to his money for his dear life. It represents him really just focused on him. It's a sole purpose. I actually think in the long run, he actually doesn't have that much care about Melania. Actually, even though she does feature in those last two cards, I actually feel that this is more, at the end of the day, he is just the most important person here. And with a wicked, evil ways, he is this devil upside down. This does represent Film 45. This card, you know, he is that person that's absorbed into the physical things and the money and the wealth, but also and also the injustices. This card represents great injustice. Now, this way up does represent things that tempt us and stuff like that, but not against the law. Now, upside down, though, this represents things that are against the law. This is Felon 45, you know. Do everything he seems to touch, he seems to break the law. He seems to, you know, they're not respecting due process. They're not respecting all of these things in which should be part of a civilized society. He's just steamrolling them over and creating this like, it's like hell almost, you know. And that very much describes it, you know. But interestingly enough, now we have just had this this article of impeachment brought up just today, and this is to do with the justice, you know. Just judgment is on the way though for Felon 45, you know, because this has just come on the more recent side of the reading. If you see, this is almost at the beginning of the presidency here, and then as we go further up, this is the more recent one. And just now we got the judgment card, the right way up, which means it's the right way up, which means the right judgment is going to be eventually played out here, you know. And it's really interesting. It's come this side of the reading. I think it's going to take lots of care and attention. I think already for this article of impeachment, they've been preparing it for a while. And I think that's what this card represents here, treading carefully. And I think they have to tread carefully, because if there's any mistakes in anything, they'll pick a hole in it and they might potentially get off with it, you know. I think that's what this card represents here. But justice will be served. Justice is undoubtedly going to be served here, it looks like. It'll be really interesting. And this is like the more recent in the reading, interestingly. So I want to get an Oracle of the Light card. And then we'll be looking at the next 100 days. What will the next 100 days be? That'll be interesting. So, but before we do, let's get an Oracle of the Light card. And don't forget I will summarize this first question in a minute. How was the first 100 days of Trump presidency gone? So let's have a look what the card we get out here for it is. Yes, so Heart of Wisdom. So I see this card as it's been like a game for him. It's been like a game of cards, you know. He's regarded it as a game of cards. He's regarded it as playing a game of cards, gambling on things. I definitely see that. The next card is an upside down, racing ahead. So this is really interesting because the upside down is almost like coming to a stop. So it feels like this is to do with also this Judgment card and Two of Pentacles card, where things are going to be coming to a screeching halt, I feel, you know. So yeah, this is really interesting. Things are going to be coming to a screeching halt with that, I feel, you know. Exactly what time scale, I'm not quite sure, but we're going to do the next 100 days in a while, okay? So let me go over as a summary what we've got as the cards then. So first of all, we had the Hierophant, taking people's eyes off the ball, distracting them, telling them to look over there while he was actually doing something entirely different, but he tricked everyone almost and he got in. And then the Prince of Pentacles come in, and this is basically who he is all over. He's obsessed with money. He's keeping the money close. He knows where his money is. And he's obsessed, I think this is to do with himself, but also obsessed with the money. And so that's why could be even to do with Melania playing that part towards the end of the thing before I came in. This King of Pentacles, though, is to do also representative of him, counting his money, being completely greedy, self-obsessed. The fact it's upside down says bad intentions, breaking the law, will get money in not necessarily law-abiding ways. The next is a Six of Cups and Melania. This is very much Mar-a-Lago for him. He's been just swanning it out in Mar-a-Lago. He'll just avoid it. He'll just escape away and not be asking any questions, get everyone else to answer the questions for him. But this is the truth of things. You know, this is the truth. He's actually been wrecking America, and he's representative of this devil upside down, you know, doing unlawful things to get into power, to do things. But Judgment comes in right at the end. Judgment is going to be happening here. It's going to need careful placement of feet and of things to be enacted there, you know. Really interesting. So, and also we got this one, the Heart of Wisdom. This is like he's been playing cards, gambling is what I'm aware of this one. And the racing ahead, things are going to eventually come to, believe it or not, things will come to an end with this. But people need to stay strong. People remain to remember that justice will be played out. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just get 5 cards out for the next 100 years, I feel, but I want to just put these back in again for the next question. I'm going to give a bit of a shuffle of the cards. I'm just going to divide them up a bit as well. Okay, so we're shuffling the cards. So we're going to look now. It's interesting so far, really interesting. So the next question is, what do the next 100 days possibly hold for Trump or Felon 45? What do they hold, I wonder? So it's interesting, as I was shuffling them there, the Strength card sort of came out but went back in again. So that's, to me, he's going to try and look strong, but he's not going to be strong because the card never came out in the end. It just showed itself. So he's going to try and pretend to be strong, but he's really not strong at all. So that's quite an interesting thing there that just happened. And then let's get cards out for this then. So the cards for the next 100 days. So we'll just finish filling them. Okay, for the next 100 days. 10 of Wands, the World, the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, and the King of Cups. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so what does the next 100 days bring? Well, the 10 of Wands. So you can see this card coming in, like this person's almost like looking like they're locked up in prison even. And it feels like things are going to go wrong for him. It feels like things are going to be going upside down for him in this card. It feels like you can see the wands are upside down. So it feels like there's a definite sense of just people are going to start moving in on him is the best way to put it, you know, on the injustices. The world, this could suggest he may try traveling abroad to get away with things. He may try maneuvering. See how that person is maneuvering? I'll just hold on that. People, this lady looks like she's maneuvering and wriggling out of the way almost, you know. And so I feel that this could definitely be a sign that he's going to try and pull all the tricks in the book and potentially travel places to avoid things, you know. Also, the Six of Wands says there may well be more than one case. I know we've had at the moment an article of impeachment. There's going to be a number of different things on this article. There's going to be a lot of things on this. On whenever they do crack down on him, there's going to be not just one thing. There's going to be that's the reason it's represented by those wands. Interestingly enough, on the first one, it's the wands that is also locking him in, coming in on him, you know. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of different, more than just one issue going on here. The Seven of Cups, to do with losing the love. I think he's going to lose the love of American people. We already know he's got a very low rating. I think it's going to go even lower as people see the extremes to what's actually been happening, because I don't think we know the full picture. It feels like there's more to be exposed. When things start to open up, people are going to be absolutely in shock with what's actually going to be happening or potentially happening. So I think this is to do with that. MAGA very upset and feeling like they have been like betrayed almost. I feel that will be happening. A lot of no one feeling the love towards Film 45, you know. And the King's world will be going upside down, you know. I do feel this is a sense of his world will be turned upside down. He might think he's this strong man, but he's not. He's weak as they come. And yeah, it feels like things are definitely coming in on him, and definitely he's losing his power. He will try and do everything he can, though, to wriggle out. This is to do with this. He will try everything he can do to wriggle out of things. So you need to watch it and be aware of that, you know. I want to get an Oracle of the Light card too. I'm just going to shuffle these around. Just going to shuffle them. So let's get an Oracle of the Light card. Okay, so the Oracle of the Light card. How will the next 100 days go? Wow, the growth of the precious the growth of the precious life. And it's upside down, which means that things are going to stop growing for the Felon 45. It feels like the regime is going to be shrinking. It feels like things are not going to be growing, but they're going to be, shrinking. The world's going to be turned upside down, you know. I think that's it feels like things are definitely shrinking, they will come to an end. I'm not sure of the time scale of this, but it feels that there will be an end to it. But it's going to turn a lot of people's worlds up as well. I feel a lot of people's worlds will also be turned upside down with this card, you know. It feels like this egg represents almost like the world for people as well. And so a lot of people are going to be almost like their worlds are going to be turned upside down for this too. Yeah, definitely feel that. So listen, everyone, that about brings us to the end. But don't forget, if you've enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well. And don't forget to check out my playlist. There's loads and loads of different videos you can watch on YouTube. And thank you so much for everyone subscribing. I really, really do appreciate it. So for lots of love and light from the Oracle of the Light, I will see you all really, really soon. And take care, everybody.